the Philadelphia 76ers select Allen Iverson from Georgetown University.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Iverson has Jordan. The crowd is into it. Allen shakes free. Gets two!
Allen Iverson, a name that reverberates through the annals of NBA history, is known for his sheer brilliance on the court and a style that revolutionized basketball forever. But Iverson's journey to becoming one of the NBA's deadliest shooters was far from smooth.
Watch this. Big, nice play.
Raised amidst poverty, violence, and adversity, Iverson was a troubled kid who had every reason to fail. Yet, against all odds, he became one of the most electrifying players in NBA history. So, how did a kid from Hampton, Virginia, with the odds stacked against him, transform himself into the NBA's deadliest shooter? This is the story of Allen Iverson.
Iverson for the record. Yes, and there it is. Allen Iverson, 4 straight with 40 or more, breaking the Wilt Chamberlain standard that had stood for 37 years.
2001 NBA MVP, Allen Iverson.
Early life and struggles. Allen Azael Iverson was born on July 7, 1975 in Hampton, Virginia. His mother, Ann Iverson, was only 15 when she gave birth to him, and his father, Alan Broughton, abandoned the family soon after. Growing up in one of the roughest neighborhoods in Hampton, Iverson was exposed to the harsh realities of life from a very young age. Drugs, crime, and violence were a daily occurrence. His mother, struggling to provide for him and his sisters, often worked multiple jobs. With no father figure and a difficult environment, Allen was often left to fend for himself. Despite these hardships, Allen showed an early interest and talent in sports, especially basketball and football. From the beginning, his athletic ability was undeniable. However, Iverson was more than just an athlete. He was also a kid trying to navigate the perils of his environment. He would get into fights, hang around the wrong crowds, and often found himself in trouble. For young Allen, sports were not just a pastime, but an escape from the grim reality that surrounded him. However, his tough upbringing molded his competitive spirit. Allen had to learn to defend himself from bullies who targeted him because he was small and, according to them, too ambitious. This hostility only fueled Iverson's desire to succeed. He often played against older kids on the rough outdoor courts, developing his quick, fearless skill that would later define his career. Early career in high school stardom. Iverson's first significant breakthrough came at Bethel High School in Hampton, where he was a two-sport star in both football and basketball.
I wanted to win the state, for basketball, because I said at the end of the football season that, I owed it to them, to lead them there, and we did it.
He led Bethel to state championships in both sports and was named the Associated Press High School Player of the Year for both sports in Virginia. His speed, agility, and tenacity made him a standout in both football as a quarterback and basketball as a point guard. At Bethel, he became known for his fearless style of play, something that would later become a hallmark of his NBA career. However, Iverson's life took a drastic turn in 1993 when he was involved in a bowling alley brawl. The incident became a media sensation and a flashpoint for racial tensions in Hampton. Iverson, along with several other black teenagers, was arrested and charged with maiming by mob, a felony that could have sent him to prison for up to 15 years.
You have all the black guys who said the fight started because the white guys called him a nigger. You got the white guys who said Iverson and his boys were walking through there trying to be Barney badasses.
Despite conflicting testimonies and a lack of concrete evidence, Iverson was convicted and sentenced to 5 years in prison. After serving 4 months in a correctional facility, his conviction was overturned on appeal due to insufficient evidence. But the damage to his reputation had already been done. Most college programs, fearing the backlash, withdrew their scholarship offers. Iverson's future hung in the balance, and it seemed his promising athletic career might be over before it even started. The lifeline from Georgetown. Amid the chaos, John Thompson, the legendary coach of Georgetown University, decided to take a chance on Iverson. Thompson saw the potential in Iverson and believed he deserved a second chance. Offering him a full scholarship, Thompson gave Iverson an opportunity to change his life. and Iverson did not disappoint.
Chuck guarded by Pelham, gets a pick, goes for three. Yes! Whoa!
At Georgetown, Iverson's talent blossomed. His freshman season was a revelation. He averaged 20.4 points per game and quickly became one of the most exciting players in college basketball. His speed, crossovers, and scoring ability were on full display, and he led Georgetown to the Sweet 16. By his sophomore year, Iverson had taken his game to another level, leading the Hoyas to the Elite Eight and becoming the face of college basketball. His style of play, fast, aggressive, and fearless, caught the eyes of NBA scouts, and it became clear that he was ready for the next level.
I think Allen gave his heart to basketball. He gave every little piece of meat that's on that little body to his fans and to basketball. And I think that what he have accomplished in basketball is a beautiful thing because of the simple fact that it gives other children opportunity to see that a small man can be a big man.
Entering the NBA, the Philadelphia 76ers, an instant impact. In 1996, Allen Iverson declared for the NBA draft, where he was selected as the first overall pick by the Philadelphia 76ers. At just 6 feet tall, Iverson was an unconventional choice for the first pick, but his talent was undeniable. Upon entering the NBA, Iverson quickly established himself as a force to be reckoned with. He won the NBA Rookie of the Year award, averaging 23.5 points per game, and quickly became a fan favorite for his aggressive style and ability to take over games. However, Iverson's entry into the NBA wasn't without its difficulties. His lifestyle off the court drew criticism. Iverson brought a raw, unapologetic street style to the NBA, complete with cornrows, tattoos, and baggy clothes. This was at a time when the NBA was trying to cater to a more conservative, family-friendly audience. Iverson's appearance and behavior led to controversies, and he became a polarizing figure. Yet, Iverson never conformed to what was expected of him. He was determined to be himself, and that defiance became a part of his brand. The crossovers, the points, and the MVP season.
Defensive play by Iverson, giving up more than half a foot to Russell. Now he's got Stockton, he breaks his ankles, and he got it!
Iverson's aggressive playing style and deadly crossover quickly made him one of the most dangerous scorers in the NBA. Perhaps his most famous moment came in 1997, during his rookie season, when he crossed over the great Michael Jordan, leaving him stunned.
Watch this. Big, nice play.
That move, more than anything, showed the world that Iverson was fearless. He wasn't just another player. He was out to prove that he belonged among the best.
The answer. He had an answer for the Laker defense that time.
What a show by the little guy.
Iverson continued to improve his game, becoming an all-star and a perennial scoring leader. In the 2000 to 2001 season, he took his game to unprecedented heights. Iverson led the 76ers to the best record in the Eastern Conference and guided them to the NBA Finals.
And the tumble going high for the rebound. Iverson streaking by everybody. Reverse layup. Oh, wow! What a spectacular coast to coast.
That season, he averaged 31.1 points per game and won the league's Most Valuable Player or MVP award. His performance in Game 1 of the NBA Finals against the Los Angeles Lakers, where he scored 48 points and famously stepped over Tyronn Lue, remains one of the most iconic moments in NBA history. Though the 76ers would lose the series, Iverson's legacy as a tough, relentless competitor was cemented.
He took it away for Kobe Bryant. Iverson. You can see Allen slowing down, trying to draw the foul. Kept it off by Fox, getting it to...
The dark side, controversies, conflicts, and injuries. Despite his success on the court, Iverson's off-court behavior continued to cause problems.
In Philadelphia, Coach Larry Brown and guard Allen Iverson have been going at it again. Iverson was miffed that he was benched Saturday night for the final 20 minutes of an eventual loss to Detroit.
Known for his brash and confrontational style, he often clashed with coaches, teammates, and management. His famous practice rant in 2002 became a symbol of his rebellious attitude and unwillingness to conform. This controversial attitude made him a lightning rod for criticisms, but it also solidified his status as a cultural icon. Injuries also began to take a toll on Iverson. His fearless style of play, constantly driving to the basket and absorbing contact, led to numerous injuries. He played through them with incredible resilience, but his body started to wear down. The high-impact style that made him a superstar was also what began to derail his career. His relationship with the 76ers management grew increasingly strained, leading to his trade to the Denver Nuggets in 2006. The Denver Nuggets and the beginning of the end. Iverson's time in Denver started promisingly, as he continued to put up impressive numbers alongside another star, Carmelo Anthony. However, the team struggled to find playoff success, and tensions soon arose. Iverson's refusal to adjust his game or accept a reduced role became an issue as he aged. The stubbornness that made him great also became a hindrance as he struggled to adapt to the realities of an aging athlete. After stints with the Detroit Pistons and the Memphis Grizzlies that failed to revive his career, it became clear that Iverson's time in the NBA was winding down. His second brief stint with the 76ers in 2009 was more symbolic than anything, a recognition of his impact on the franchise and its fans. By 2010, Iverson left the NBA to play overseas in Turkey, but it was clear his best days were behind him. Legacy and retirement. Iverson officially retired from basketball in 2013, leaving behind a complicated legacy.
So Allen Iverson reportedly getting close to announcing his retirement from the NBA.
Some of the greatest years of my professional career was watching the show that this boy put on night in and night out.
After Jordan retired, Iverson was the #1 guy that I would pay to watch. He was that exciting. I mean, he was just all over the place.
Statistically, he was one of the greatest scorers in NBA history, with career averages of 26.7 points and 6.2 assists per game. He was an 11-time NBA All-Star, a 4-time scoring champion, and the 2001 MVP. However, his impact went far beyond the numbers. Iverson changed the culture of the NBA, bringing the style, attitude, and reality of the streets to the hardwood. Iverson's influence can be seen in the players who came after him, from their fashion choices to their playing styles. He showed the world that you could succeed by being unapologetically yourself. His crossover move became a staple in the NBA, copied by countless players. His legacy is complex. He is seen as both a hero and a cautionary tale. Someone who lived by his own rules, but whose career could have been even greater had he made different choices. Reflections and conclusions. Allen Iverson's journey from a troubled kid in Hampton, Virginia, to one of the most iconic figures in NBA history is a story of resilience, rebellion, and unfiltered authenticity. His life and career were filled with highs and lows, triumphs and controversies, but through it all, he remained true to himself. Iverson didn't just play basketball, he left an indelible mark on the sport and its culture.